What is going on, guys? So today we're checking out the Reolink E1 Zoom. Now this nice little compact camera, I've got a few of these now installed in the home. You'll see some clips and things like that from them in this video. But these things are awesome. I mean, it is just a nice little camera. It looks super nice. The video is really clear. The little controls, you can motor this thing around. You can zoom in on parts and get really clear video. This is a really cool functionality. If you are interested in monitoring your security inside your home, keeping an eye on, animals, like dogs. Like I have dogs, that are home all day. I've got kids. You always got to keep an eye on the kids. This is a great little camera to do it, and Reolink is crushing it with their cameras. So one, though, I do also want to thank Reolink for sending this out for us to take a look at. Just keep in mind for you guys watching at home, any of the thoughts or views, any of the content that you see in this video is all created by me, and they have no control over what I say or think about these cameras at all. So with that said, let's jump in and check it out. Now, the Reolink E1 Zoom is a compact yet very powerful, what they call a PTZ camera, which means pan tilt zoom indoor camera designed for home security, pet monitoring, exactly like I said. Just keep in mind indoor, right? This is not a weatherproof camera. Don't put this outside. Just keep it inside. It's an indoor camera. Now this thing features a 5 megapixel Super HD resolution, 3x optical zoom, and it is auto tracking for people and pets. The auto tracking is actually really neat. You can put this in a room. You can preset where it returns to. So you're gonna say, okay, I want to look over here, and anything that moves in there, it's gonna track that through the room and kind of keep a good idea. So you could put this in a really central area in the room and really get a great view. That's a huge thing, and that's one of the reasons why I like this one in particular is because we have a room where it's at where it can't really grasp, it can't see the whole room, but there's only one real traffic point into the room, so it's going to follow somebody into the other parts of the room. Anyway, it's a really, really cool feature. And then you can set where it returns to. So you can say, okay, this is the spot I want you to monitor. It's gonna follow anybody around or look around the room, and then it's always gonna go back to that spot. So really nice functionality, but that's built in here too. Now this is a dual band Wi-Fi. It's got 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, so you get more stable connection. You get two-way audio communication, which is great. Plus you get that smart motion detection, so that's gonna obviously ensure any type of alerts that you want. It's gonna basically allow you to turn them off, so you're not gonna get any unnecessary notifications, but it's gonna keep track of people or animals, depending on what you're looking for. Now installation was super, super simple. Right out of the box, the E1 Zoom is, like I said, it's sleek, it's lightweight, super easy to set up. Plug it in, you connect it to Wi-Fi through the app, and it's ready to rock and roll. It's really that simple. It's compact, so it makes it really easy to place anywhere, whether that's on a bookshelf or a desk. You can mount it on the wall. Lots of different functionality there. We have it just sitting on one of the little end tables, kind of in a really high traffic spot, but mostly so we can keep an eye on the dog throughout the day. And it's very low profile. You almost don't even realize it's there. Really, really simple, super easy to set up, and it looks great. Now the 5 megapixel resolution is really sharp. It offers really clear detail even when you're zoomed in. Unlike digital zoom, the 3x optical zoom keeps the image crisp. When you go into digital zoom, it starts to pixelate quite a bit. So optical zoom is really the important part here. So it has 3x optical zoom, so you're gonna be able to zoom before you start losing any of that quality, which I think is really nice. Making it, again, great for monitoring pets, kids, for home security. Even in low light conditions, the night vision mode does a really, really solid job providing that clear footage up to 40 feet away. I felt like it was really, really well done. Now, one of the best features though, and I think I've already mentioned this, is the auto tracking. The camera will smoothly follow people and pets as they move around the room. I tested this, as you can see some of the clips here, just walking in the room in the living area, and tracking was fast, it was accurate, it kept, like I said, it's great for keeping an eye on kids, knowing exactly what your pets are up to while you're away. And then the smart detection can differentiate between people and pets. So if you wanted to set up a schedule where this thing is, monitoring stuff like that, you don't have to get notifications of dogs or cats if that's something that you're not worried about, and only people if they're you're worried about someone being in the house when they're not supposed to be. It allows you to just reduce the amount of notifications that you don't need, or turn them all on and let your phone, just notify you of everything. Totally optional. So you get a little bit of granular control over that, which is always a nice functionality. Now, the dual band Wi-Fi support means that there's no connection dropouts that you may get with older 2.4 gigahertz only cameras, right? So streaming on the Reolink, I felt like was super smooth. You got nice, the two-way audio, which was surprisingly clear. And again, whether you're checking on your family or telling your dog to get off the couch, or to not eat a shoe, or not to like put its paws up on the counter because it smells like something tasty up there. You can yell at them really quick and, you know, hopefully they'll listen to you until they realize eventually that you're not home and they don't really have to listen to you. So you have the functionality and it's really cool. Now, downsides, the auto tracking only works horizontally. So it won't tilt to follow someone moving up or down. Also, it doesn't have any built-in battery, so it does need to be plugged in. So it's going to limit where you can put this. You don't have full functionality. You have to have a plug within cord reach. So that's something you have to keep in mind. And then again, you know, if you're putting this in a room and, you know, you say you wanted to be able to track somebody going up a stairwell or coming down a stairwell, it's not going to do that. It's only going to go left to right, horizontal. So I would say those are the only real limitations, I would say, or downsides. If you really call them down, the wide field of view is what I'm trying to say. Kind of compensates for the lack of up and down. So it's not that big of a deal. And then I think because you're going to be using this indoors, most people will probably have a plug nearby that they can use, but it does, again, limit specifically where you can put it unless you put a plug in, and that's a whole other thing. So guys, overall, if you're looking for a feature-packed, very easy to set up, very, very functional, lots of functionality here, high quality camera that's going to be able to allow you to do a lot of monitoring indoors, I would say the Reolink E1 Zoom is definitely something that should be on your list to be checking out. I think this thing's got quite a bit of functionality for just about anybody who wants to monitor the indoors, especially if you are a Reolink user for any of the other products. It just plugs right into the same app. It's very easy to set up, very easy to use, as you can see from the clips in this video, and it works great. So that is my synopsis of the Reolink E1 Zoom. So as usual, I hope this was helpful for you, but I'll see you guys in the next video.